the great honor of meeting Elliot Crum 2 weeks ago at San Francisco State College. He was giving a very passionate speech about his book, Gods of War. I found Mr. Crum at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot Crum.
Would someone be so kind as to tell me what city this is? Santa Monica! Oh, well. And what organization might this be?
Mr. Crum has been in such recent demand on the lecture circuit that it seems he knows not whereof he speaks.
Actually, doesn't really matter. No one seems surprised to see me, so apparently I'm in the right place. I thought I'd just ramble on a bit this afternoon, explore a few areas suggested by my book, and open up the floor to relevant and exciting questions. If that meets with the approval of you ladies and gentlemen. But first, I'd like to thank our gracious host, Mrs. Hoffensberg, yes, for bringing me to this delightful spot, wherever it is. And all of you, wherever you are. Indeed, had I not had the great fortune of meeting Mrs. Let me write that down.
Hoffensberg.
Berg, yeah. Indeed, had I not had the great fortune of meeting Mrs. Hoffensberg at some place or another, who knows where I'd be today. To Mrs. H, my heartfelt thanks and solid reassurance that in the scrapbook of my mind she shall live forever. Certainly, I shall always cherish the memory of our first conversation. As I recall, immediately upon taking me aside, she unbuttoned her blouse.
What?
Ladies. As the former president of a well-known West Coast university once aptly said, sometime, I believe, in the 60s, it appears I am no longer in possession of my faculties. Now, I am not particularly pleased with this outcome, nor obviously are you. Certainly, when you invited me here today as a leading literary light, you didn't expect the light to be so flickering, not dim. How has it come about, this dismal state? Well, quite frankly, it's none of your business. Nonetheless, I'll tell you, it certainly has not been helped by my recent madcap schedules set up at the behest of my fiendish publisher, a relentlessly charming man who I shall do my very best to strangle the next time we meet. You see, for the past several months, 6, 7, 8, who can say, I have been doing nothing but going from one strange place to another, talking about this book of mine, a book I could hardly bear while writing it, so imagine how I feel about it now. Which is why I thought today I'd discuss football. Football, as I see it. It's one of our most... Or is it? No. No, it's not at all. Why would I think it was? Question, yes. No. Thought I saw a hand clutching upwards. Ladies, just please, let me out of this, okay? I will give you back my fee, assuming you were going to give me one, but let me out of this, okay? It's an embarrassment to us all. Except, of course, Mrs. H, who's proven herself to be beyond embarrassment. And whose bizarre bosom has...
What?
These last few weeks played a vital role in the continuation of my thought process. I'm sorry. It slipped out. I forget I said a word. What shall we talk about? My book! Yes, of course. Why not? Ladies, in all candor, the extraordinary popular success of my book has taken me completely by surprise. And apparently my mind along with it. You see, surely, ladies, surely, an 850-page book about suicide... Suicide would not, at first glance, seem a likely candidate for the bestseller list, and yet, unless there is some enormous and rather peculiar hoax going on, there it is! Top of the list! 34th week straight, and I am rich! I'm getting laid like crazy. Mind you, not that sex means that much to me. My 7 years as a rabbi in Bridgeport, my 3 as a priest in New Rochelle, I had sex no more than 10, 12 times maximum. And that includes 4 nuns, a mother superior I ravaged on my last official day, which those of you who have read my little volume will know it was the first day of Lent. Yes! Question.
Do you really expect us to sit here and listen to this crap?
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But I did not come all this way to be insulted. To continue. After serving 7 years as a rabbi in a mostly Catholic neighborhood, after 3 as a priest in a mostly Jewish neighborhood, I made the first of my many suicide attempts. I ate 12 of Mrs. Smith's jumbo apple pies, followed by 18 of Sara Lee's famous pound cakes. Now, when that failed to finish me, I became a psychiatrist in Mamaroneck.
Mr. Crumb!
Question.
You seem to forget that we have all read your book, which means we know your background. And your background is not this.
It's not?
No.
Are you sure we're talking about the same book here?
The Gods of War by E.E. Crumb.
Or Eek! As they used to call me in kindergarten.
This is your book then.
Definitely, but please feel free to keep it. To continue, as a psychiatrist in Mamaroneck.
Mr. Crumb!
Heavens, you're a pest.
According to the book, you were never a rabbi, never a psychiatrist, and never a priest.
What are you trying to say?
That you were never a rabbi, never a psychiatrist, and never a priest.
I see. Well, this is certainly a startling piece of news.
To us, especially.
Was I a baseball player?
No. Sorry.
Dentist?
Perhaps you should read your book.
What, 850 pages about suicide?
Mr. Crumb, frankly, I was very moved by your book. It is really a most astonishing account of a man's constant battle against despair.
Sounds amusing.
It isn't.
Was it illustrated?
Not my copy.
Well, why'd you read it then? Why'd any of you read it? I don't understand this. Have you nothing better to do with your time? All right, come on. Gig's up. Truthfully, game's over. How many of you actually read it? Raise your hands. Let's go, hands. Hands. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. And it's been the same everywhere. What is wrong with you people? I would never buy a book like this. It's the most lugubrious thing imaginable. You should be at home. Fucking not reading. You'll ruin your eyes. You want to go blind? I don't understand. Oh God, this isn't right. This isn't right. I can't take this anymore. I'm fading. Fading. Faded. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me. But I find I cannot speak anymore to you.